E1MN, a state agency partnership working together to deliver a more seamless and timely employment support system. As a waiver case manager, it is critical that you collaborate with other professionals to support a seamless employment support system for people with disabilities. The way you collaborate looks a little different during Engage, Plan, Find, and Keep. Let's start by looking at the Engage phase. As a reminder, in the Engage phase, the person needs help making an informed choice about competitive integrated employment. In this phase, they're not sure they want to work. They might not even know work is an option. To support collaboration during this phase, encourage the person to use MyVault. The Waiver Employment Exploration Provider can help the person set up a MyVault account to do planning activities, create and share contacts, and securely store and share documents. If the person does not want to use a MyVault account, help them identify a different method to store and share information with others on their team. If you haven't already, set up your own MyVault account. This will allow you to securely share and receive documents with the person and the rest of their team. Once you have your MyVault account set up, upload the person's waiver support plan and share it with them through MyVault so they have an electronic copy of their own. Lastly, participate in the intake meeting if the person is working with a new employment service provider for employment exploration services. Also, participate in the 45-day meetings so you support the person with making an informed choice about work. You can also ask the employment exploration service provider to create their own MyVault account and share progress reports with the person through their MyVault account so the person has their own electronic copy. They could also share the progress reports with you using MyVault if you want to store them in your own MyVault account. Now, let's look at the plan phase. As a reminder, in the plan phase, the person knows they want to work in competitive integrated employment, but they're not sure what they want to do. They need help discovering their interests and strengths and getting ready to look for a job. The collaboration steps you take during the plan phase are similar to the Engage phase. First, encourage the person to set up a MyVault account if they haven't already, or identify a different method to securely share documents. The Waiver Employment Development Plan Provider can help the person to set up a MyVault account to do planning activities, create and share contacts, and securely store and share documents. During the plan phase, the Waiver Employment Development Plan Phase Provider will work with the person on person-centered activities like creating a personal profile, mapping out their resources and supports, building a resume, creating a life trajectory to clearly show what the person wants and doesn't want, and steps to get what they want. All of these things and more are part of the person's employment portfolio and can be created and saved in MyVault. By helping the person set up a MyVault account, you and the provider are creating a way to easily share information and collaborate. If you haven't already, you should set up a MyVault account and share the Employment Development Service Plan with the person's MyVault account. Lastly, participate in the intake meeting if the person's working with a new employment service provider for employment development plan services. Also, participate in the 45-day meetings so you can support the person with moving their employment plans forward. You can also ask the Employment Development Service Provider to share progress reports with the person and with you through their MyVault account. Now let's look at the Find phase. As a reminder, during the Find phase, the focus is on helping a person find a job and get referred for long-term employment support services. While VRS SSP staff have a lead role during this phase, your collaboration is still critical. Stay informed about VRS meetings. Ask to be invited and participate in those VRS SSB meetings. Ask for and review the VRS SSB IPE and placement plan. And monitor progress on the VRS SSB individual plan for employment and placement plan. You can see there are some important ways you can collaborate during this phase. Now, let's look at the keep phase. During the keep phase, you return to having a primary role, and the actions you take are similar to engage and plan phases. The collaboration steps you take during the keep phase are similar to engage and plan phase. Encourage the person to set up a MyVault account if they haven't already, or identify a different method to securely share documents. If you haven't already, you should set up a MyVault account and share the Employment Support Service plan with the person's MyVault account. Lastly, participate in the intake meeting if the person is working with a new employment service provider for employment support services. Also, participate in the 45-day meetings so you can support the person with keeping their job. You can also ask the employment support service provider to share progress notes with the person and with you through their MyVault account. By collaborating with other professionals, you are helping to achieve the shared vision. We will work together to align our systems so that people who are on HCBS disability waivers get seamless and timely supports to make informed choices and meet competitive integrated employment goals.